What is something free from the internet everyone should take advantage of? GoodRx. If you haven't seen the depressing commercials, this is an app that gives you discounts on prescription medications. My dog has epilepsy and I save about $200 a month on his pills. Not exactly legal, but Z Library has PDF copies of almost every publication ever, including books, magazines, textbooks, and science journals. I use it for PDF copies of books I already own. It does nothing but free up space. Any students stuck on paywalls to see studies? Here's a way to get around a lot of them. Sci-Hub, removing barriers in the way of science. Unsplash. Free, super high quality, photographs, I also use as reference for sketches/artwork. Pixabay and Pexels too. I bring to you radio.garden, my friend. Radio stations from around the globe. Just spin it a bit and click where you want to get a list of radio stations from that country. Great for people who like foreign music, language learners, or people looking to reconnect with something back home. Alternatively, Worldwide Radio is an app for Chrome and Firefox that also has a list of global radio stations if you prefer that. Number of stations is much smaller, though. The FreeCycle Network, a free-to-sign-up/non-profit website that helps people give away free stuff that they don't need to people who need it in their local town/neighborhood. Their goal is to promote reuse of goods that would otherwise go into landfills. Libby is an app you can use to borrow audiobooks and ebooks for free as long as you have a library card, also free. Canopy is the movie streaming version of Libby. Also just as dope. Old games download. Free old computer games. Wolfram Alpha. They have a lot of cool tools for math, science and even things like nutrition. I owe at least half of my physics degree to Wolfram Alpha. Stack Overflow because I wouldn't be a developer without it. Word Hippo, it is, hands down, the best online thesaurus ever. You can search synonyms and antonyms, and it includes slang, explicit language, and multi-word phrases, all of which are typically excluded in other thesauruses I've used. This feature lets you find both more specific/academic/professional words and more general/slang/colloquial words. It saved my sanity in term papers and texts alike. When you search a word or phrase, you get a page that breaks down synonyms by meaning and part of speech with 11 verb usages, 13 adjective usages, and 3 adverb usages. Bonus, I actually ended up using ing to Word Hippo while writing this comment. The Noun Project has a wide selection of icons. I use them for presentations. Tubi TV. It has a ton of movies. Not exactly box office hits, but it's got movies and they change every month. I've watched movies like Fury and Airplane. On there. Best part is you can get it in phone, laptop, and PS4 as far as I know of. 100% free, 100% recommend. If you're a student or are really trying to stay focused at work, there's an app called The Forest. Stay focused, I could be wrong, but it's definitely The Forest. It's a free app that's available as an extension on Google Chrome or the People app store. Basically, you plant a tree, set a time limit, and you can only go on the sites that you've added to the whitelist or your tree will die. It's designed to stop you from always being in social media while you're supposed to be studying or doing something productive. I prefer Stay Focused, immediately blocks your access from any site. To clarify, you can set the blacklisted sites you want to block, and even a fixed period of time you have per day to browse those sites. EDX. It's completely free online courses, usually 2 to 6 weeks per course, taught by professors from top-notch universities from all over the world, Harvard, MIT, Stanford, Oxford. It's just like taking classes from a university, with assignments, lectures to watch, etc., and the courses are varied and interesting. Another online use people don't think about is libraries. Go to your local library, get a card, and you get a huge selection of books right on your phone, Kindle, laptop, etc. You check out the books online and you get them on your device for 3 weeks usually. The book then deletes itself, but you can check the book back out if need be. It's completely free. Khan Academy. It's free, free knowledge. This got me through college. Can't believe I haven't seen anyone say Photopea? It's literally free Photoshop, and it's even web-based. My graphic design teacher taught us about Photoshop with this site because the school didn't want to waste money on Photoshop that kids would only use for one class. Fantastic site, you can do figuratively anything you can do with Photoshop. 9.5 out of 10 would recommend. 7 Cups. It is a free, safe, and anonymous way to talk to trained listeners about anything going on in your life. There are also group chat rooms where you can talk to peers who may experience something similar to you. Couldn't recommend it more. Something else that's really cool is the Library of Babel, which essentially contains every possible string of letters, periods, and commas. At first glance it seems a bit uninteresting, until you realize every story, text message, word, thought, the names of every person who ever lived, The names of every person who didn't live, the secrets behind the creation of our universe, are technically within the many volumes of the library. You can search anything you want in the library and it'll find it for you. It's honestly quite mind-blowing. GovTrack. It's a website dedicated to tracking the bills and votes of Congress. You can find out who proposed what bill, when they did, and when they will be voting on it. Critical for staying in the know. My 90s TV. This is more of a novelty website to kill some time, but I think it's pretty cool and you can easily lose yourself for hours with nostalgia. It basically uses YouTube videos to simulate watching TV in 90s, and you can specify what year you want and what categories you want to see when you change channels. There is also a My 80s TV and a My 70s TV, and the dev has said they are considering building one for the 2000s. Sometimes I just watch these. DaVinci Resolve is a great editing software. Quizlet. OpenStax for free textbooks. Khan Academy. YouTube videos can teach you to do anything. Just here to say that everybody in this comment section are saints and lifesavers. Thank you. Gym Virtual. They are a completely free guidance of exercises to get fit, at home and by oneself. PBS Eons on YouTube. That show got me into an advanced science unit during 8th grade. Coursera. You can audit a course for free. Free classes, just no grade/test. FindHelp.org lists all of the free and reduced cost resources in the US. Starting with your zip code, it returns food banks, housing shelters, financial assistance, bus passes, etc. ETA completely free to use with no ads. If you don't need it, someone you know probably does. Not really take advantage of, but there's tons of free apps to learn at least a little sign language. I'm like 70% deaf, on top of auditory processing disorder that probably stems from my autism, and I'd really love to meet a stranger that signs. It's only ever happened once, when some random little kid translated for me at Starbucks. Free language immersion programs. I'm not just talking about Duolingo. Tandem and HelloTalk are free language exchange apps. You put in the language you're learning and it connects you with native speakers that want to learn your native language. I've heard of people having problems with speakers using it as a dating app, but I've never had that happen myself. There are language immersion Discord servers for nearly any language you want to learn. You can usually just Google it and find one somewhere. Subreddits for languages oftentimes have their own Discord servers. Google Chrome has several extensions that will translate phrases for you, teach you new words, etc. without any extra effort. You're practically learning a language every time you use the internet. If there's a popular public domain book in English, chances are, it's been translated and is in public domain in other languages. Usually when learning a language, I'll try to be able to read The Little Prince by the end of my first year of learning, which isn't public domain everywhere but is still easy to find, never too expensive, and usually easy to read. Steam when PC games are free to purchase. Many websites offer real-time, basically, flight tracking. Not just flight status but maps and markers, updating every second of flights all around the world. Updated arrival times. They've saved me hours of waiting in cell phone lots because I didn't know a plane left late, or arrived early, etc. Kaggle. Everything related to data science. They also offer free mini-certificate courses. The thousands of free abstracts of research papers on sites like PubMed. Freeris is a great and easy way to help the world. I remember doing this in the computer labs as a kid. It was pretty fun back then, but the website looked a lot different. I'm glad to hear it's still up. Free Code Camp. Its founder Quincy is a great guy, and Free Code Camp is a legit way to learn to code. It has a great reputation with self-taught coders. Patrick Jimt has very good calculus tutorials. Imagination Library. Dolly Parton's Child Book Club. Sign up and get free children's books for your kiddos. It is a little limited state-wise. But it is nice if it is available in your area. FreeCodingCamp.org, hundreds of coding lessons, all for free. For parents, CommonSenseMedia.org. Lays out new movies and apps and other pop culture items and discuss them and the age appropriateness in case the parent is unaware of what something is. There's also classes about how teens and kids can learn to responsibly use the internet. Seems dumb, but I try to plug it any chance I get. Outline allows you to bypass the paywall on almost any article. Just copy the link. Plus you can annotate. WebK, what every browser knows about you. Free condoms. Many states in the US should have an anti-program where they discreetly mail you a pack of condoms for free after you fill out a super short anonymous survey. The caveat is the shipping time is around 2 to 3 weeks, but hey, they're free. Step 1, download Duolingo. Step 2, learn Hindi. Step 3, you now have infinite knowledge on YouTube. Linux. Duolingo. May be late to the game. But free TaxUsa, don't use TurboTax or any other online tax filing service and pay outrageous fees. You get the same functionality if not more, and federal is free and state filing is about $15. Obviously this is relative to your situation, but a great free alternative. This is way too late and probably won't get noticed, but in case anyone is going way down in this thread, check out Stellarium. It's a planetarium for desktop or phone. Tor browser. Browse the Tor network and ClearNet. Avoid Google tracking. YouTube. You can learn anything off of there. Vocal warm-ups? Got it. How to do close-up magic. Easy peasy. How to best plant beans. Here's a step-by-step and people are willing to clarify steps in the comments. The possibilities are endless. You can even learn how to grow pistils in your backyard. Hey, thanks for subscribing and liking. It really means a lot to me. While you are here, feel free to hop on over to the last video. See you there. Ronnie.